one last question, I think, for all of you. As we look forward, obviously we want to prevent recalls is really the issue here. But I don't know if you've talked a lot, Mr. Kohler, about the cost of what this particular recall has cost your industry, and I don't know if any of you could address this just kind of looking in the past in terms of your industries and the recalls, whether we're talking about beef, whether we're talking about tomatoes, spinach, with the cost to your individuals within your industries. What kind of cost have they been dealing with?
I know in the soup industry it's in the millions of dollars every time we go through this, because it's not only do you lose product, there's product liability, plus there's loss of product. Once you pay for that product, you throw it out. And then a lot of those companies, then they go out of business and then stand in line with everybody else trying to recoup your money. And
can they, do any of them or do insurance?
I think not too many. Recall insurance is a tricky one. It could cover a variety of different things on the liability side, but we're looking also from the product loss side. Because if you're purchasing $1 million worth of inventory and that $1 million worth of inventory has to be thrown out, then that's a tough pill to swallow.
Anyone else address that within your industry?
Recalls at the retail level are catastrophic if there is an event such as the Jack in the Box chain or Taco Bell in the salads, or in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Taco John's. Those events were catastrophic for those companies because people got sick.
And how about your individual restaurants? Because you represent a lot of the small entrepreneurs rather than the chains, correct?
That's correct. The small entrepreneur just pitches it more often than not. He takes his case of spinach, he takes spinach off the menu, and he doesn't put spinach back on the menu until such time as it goes away.
Ms. Austin?
Well, I spoke to the potential losses for our individual company, and if you multiply those by even IDFA, the 530 member, it is in the millions. There is the out-of-pocket cost. There's also the disruption and the distraction from day to day, business growth opportunities and reintroducing product in the market. And again, until people are comfortable buying those products, your sales suffer. So it is definitely has a huge ripple effect, and until we get through it, we're not sure how long that will last. But if in the case of dairy, because it's a very seasonal business, if companies right now are in a position where they can't buy ingredients to make ice cream for the season and then don't have ice cream to sell, they may suffer when they get to July and August and they don't have product to sell, and their bankruptcy or going out of business would really not look like it's related to the recall, but it has an awful lot to do with how they position themselves and set themselves up for success in 2009.
Have any within your industry have gotten to that point?
Well, we haven't approached the season yet, but I can tell you from our perspective, cash flow is huge, and the immediate impacts for us, because we have product that we're not getting paid for. We have. In the case of ice cream, we figure the PCA inclusions represent only about 1/10 of the product cost, so the product cost to us multiplies substantially. We have to pay our cream and dairy suppliers. We have to pay for sugar. We have to pay for packaging. And then to resupply, we throw all that out, and to resupply, we've got to buy it all again. And so it's really a double hit. We don't have cash coming in, and we have a lot of cash going out, and we're at a critical season where we need to be building our inventory because we don't have the infrastructure to manufacture to peak demand. So if we are not able to make enough in July and August, then our sales will suffer as a result of that.
Ms. Venko?
At the farm level, it's very, very difficult to measure the impact of a recall because those are products that have been produced after they've left our farms. We just sell the bare product to you. And so the trace back is very hard to measure. I do know that the BST cost the whole country in the millions of dollars when the cattle lost their market. On our particular farm, it would have been in the thousands, but it's very, very difficult to measure because everything that we sell fluctuates daily on the prices that we get, and it's really hard to measure what the total effect is from a specific thing that's making those prices go up and down. It does cost us thousands of dollars, I know, on a beef recall, but I can't tell you how many.
Well, I want to thank everyone in the panel today. This was a very timely and informative testimony that you gave. and I appreciate you all taking the time to be down here with us to discuss this topic. And with unanimous consent, the members will have 5 days to submit statements and supporting materials for the record. If I have unanimous consent without objection, this hearing is now adjourned.